go. Stay there.
All right. Hey, you're watching Music Talk, and we're here with Justin and Bonnie from The Darkness. Hey, nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's nice to have you back, actually. It's been a while. I mean, sure, you guys are in reunion tour already since last fall, I think,
maybe.
a year, yeah. How was it to be back?
Year and a half, maybe. It's sort of ramped up a little bit. We were kind of rusty at the beginning. But at the beginning of this year, we did a tour in America, which was just amazing. You know, like we were probably playing the best we've ever played. You know, and it's just kind of felt really good, and it's been a good little run. You know.
Yeah. Was it hard to reconnect, or were there some parts? Maybe you say, "Oh, this." I can't remember at all that we did this or something like that.
There's a lot of things that people remind me of about that time, you know, which seem crazy. You know, like for example, you know that program Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, we were asked to appear on that, and we refused unless they did it on a Wednesday.
Okay, you really did that.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that's what I'm told. I mean, it sounds like the sort of thing we'd say for a joke, but somebody obviously took it seriously. You know?
Yeah. So that's going to be in your documentary then. You can see like the guy doing, "No, we want to appear on Wednesday."
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
And these days they don't ask you anymore.
I don't know who. I've actually asked to not be told who's asking what.
Yeah.
You know, every year I get asked to go on like a Celebrity Big Brother, or, you know. Do you have the one in the jungle? You know that one?
Yeah.
I'm a celebrity. Get me.
Yeah.
Do you have that one?
Yeah.
Like, every year they ask me, and it's been going on since the start of the program. And then the money was really good at the beginning, and then the next year they offer me slightly less money, and then the year after that slightly less money, and now it's kind of like, would you like to come on this program? You'll only have to pay us 10 grand, something like that. And I don't understand how they think that making the offer smaller is going to make it more appealing to me.
But talking about big TV, would the Olympics have been something you consider to be on somehow?
I didn't even think about that, to be honest, at the time. I watched the closing ceremony, but that was the day before we came out to do the Lady Gaga tour. So I don't think we'd have been able to do it even if we'd have been asked, to be honest. But it was fun to watch. I really liked Brian May's outfit, because he had like this kind of almost like SS trench coat type thing with yellow stripes down and a badge with a fox and a badger on, because he's trying to sort of defend the badgers and the foxes from cruelty and hunt certain types of hunting, and I just thought that was a really noble. I thought it was the best he's looked for ages. I really thought it was a great outfit, and just enjoyed watching it on the telly.
Yeah, it actually was nice to see that the Britons really celebrated music in general in this both ceremonies. That the music was like.
What else have we got?
I
mean,
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, England is. I think England's biggest export is steel, Sheffield steel, and then second biggest export that we have is music. So. The only other option for an Olympics closing ceremony would be a steel-based.
Well, you also have like women walking in too tight dresses when it's freezing cold.
That's certain parts of England. You're talking about the northeast.
So now you have a new album, Hot Cakes, is it called? How was it to regroup and rewrite stuff when you came back together, and what inspired these songs?
Well, it's always the same thing that inspires songs, you know. It's just whatever's on your mind or in your heart, you know. I don't know really. I've actually forgotten the first part of the question. How was it to?
Just how was it to get in the mood to write again?
Oh,
like
okay.
when you collaborated more than.
I think it's just like the thing about writing songs is that it's kind of you have to just spend time doing it, you know, because it's sort of you can't force a good song to come along. You know, if you give yourself a time constraint and say I'm going to write a song in this amount of time, you might not be able to do anything good. You'd be able to do something, but you might not be able to do something good. So Dan and I spent a lot of time just waiting for the right material to come. You know, and we spent a lot of time together just hanging out with guitars, doing other stuff at the same time, waiting. Because I honestly think that it's like catching a butterfly. You know, because the inspiration or the song is in the air somewhere. Yeah. If it's a good song, you can use a formula, and I've worked in certain environments where you're writing for pop artists, and you know, they do a thing called song starts, like where you write a verse, you write a chorus, you write a bridge, and then if the artist likes it, you then finish the song, which I find really depletes your soul. You know, like it's much more rewarding to actually wait.
Sounds more like a day job.
That's exactly what it's. That's exactly the difference. In fact, you know, like it's not art. You know, it's more.
It's commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to describe. It's hard to explain. It's just like mass producing something as opposed to handcrafting something that's really beautiful. You know.
Yeah. So you never said, Dan, tomorrow at 11:30 we're gonna meet and we gonna write for 2 hours and then we can go to swim or something.
Yeah, we might have done that, but what we wouldn't do is we wouldn't say by the end of that 2 hours we'd have to have a verse and a chorus. You know, because if by the end of that 2 hours you have nothing, that's just too bad. You know, it's not wasted time; it's just time spent. You know, and you have to spend the time.
And on tour you don't write now.
Well, I do. I mean, I do. If a lyric idea occurs to me, I'll make a note of it. But you know, and then sometimes when you're actually writing proper, then you'll lean on those ideas and stuff. We do have like a recording set up on the tour bus for when inspiration strikes, but I find it very difficult to tour and write at the same time. I think it's important to put the time aside to actually not be doing anything else.
Do you have sometimes like titles like, oh, this will be like the Cracker Jones machine or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll tell you one funny one. We were in Australia on tour, and I was on the 16th floor of a hotel in the gym, and I was on the treadmill, and I noticed a crane, you know, like a big crane. And because it was in Australia, it had like a tinted window on the front to protect the guy from the sun. And so I just imagined, what if there was a girl in the crane? So then came up with an idea for a song called Lady Crane Operator. I mean, that's obviously a shit title for a song, and it will never happen, but
who knows?
Who knows, you know?
Who knows? Lady Crane Operator?
There might be a context in which that actually
maybe
works.
You can do a contest on your website where you're seeking...
To finish that song?
Yeah, no, you're seeking Lady Crane Operators, and then when they send in the pictures and stuff, you know?
Just some tales from your perspective as a Lady Crane Operator. I mean, you could end up with a song that's kind of like really about women's rights and kind of how it is to be in a what is, you know, stereotypically a male environment, like a construction site. Maybe there's some important kind of political stuff that can be said there.
And then you bring her on tour and she lifts you over the crowd or something like that.
What a great... And see, it's a song and a prop.
Yeah. Everything.
It's a song plus a whole production.
So one last thing. You are now on tour with Lady Gaga, you said. How envious are you about her outfits?
Well, first of all, I'm a little bit taller than her, and she's a girl. So,
no, she has spandex as well.
I'm just kidding. No, she's got she has some amazing looks, you know, and great costumes, and she works with the very best people in that field, you know. And some of the stuff she wears is really wow, you know. But I don't call it envy, you know. I'm not jealous of it. I do feel inspired by it. I think she's definitely a long way ahead of everybody else in that respect, you know.
Do you get any chance to exchange some thoughts with her, or is it like, please clear the floor, Miss Lady Gaga is coming?
No, I mean I have been in situations where the artist that I'm supporting has been like that, you know. I mean, it happened to me once with Guns N' Roses, actually, but I'm not even sure whether it.
I think with everybody happened it with Guns N' Roses.
I had a funny moment where we were playing with Guns N' Roses in Portugal, and I think Axl Rose was coming. Just he was leaving his dressing room to go somewhere near the stage or something, and one of his security guards come up and literally grabbed me by the chest and pushed me against the wall. I was like, just so that he could walk past, without me bothering him, which is fair enough actually. I think I probably deserve that.
Really? You would have gone and said, "Ooh,
I'd have high-fived him.
Hey man,
Hey Axl, I'm a singer too. That's the last thing he wants.
how long does it take for the next album?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't break the record actually.
No.
No. Well, we wish you.
We might do next time.
Yeah, I heard you guys coming back for a solo tour then.
Yeah.
When is that? Planned?
Well, it's nothing's in cement yet, but we're talking about coming to Europe again in February or something like that.
Yeah.
But we have to consider America and other places as well. So we're going to be on tour for a long time, I think, before we stop and write again.
And how is the band holding up now, being on tour again constantly?
I think it's quite difficult for a couple of the guys. There's children and stuff in the picture now, and I think I was probably the one that struggled the most with touring in the olden days, because I wanted to get home all the time. But actually, it's not like that for me anymore. It's kind of like I just love being on the road. It's kind of like in my life, the way I live when I'm at home. I have no no structure in my day. Yeah. I get up whenever I feel like it, and I really just relax, and I hang out with my dogs and go down the beach and play football and stuff like that. But when I'm on the road, it's kind of like there's a real regimented, every day I know exactly what I'm doing, and when I'm doing it, I have a day sheet, and it's like if I'm in any,
And this is good or bad?
And it's routine, it's good actually, it's good for you, and it makes touring manageable, makes it more fun, because you know when you've got a little window to go and see the city or whatever, And obviously I bring my dog with me, so it's pretty cool.
Great. All right, we're looking forward to see you tonight, and then when you come back. And new album, Hot Cakes, is out, and it was nice to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Man. Thanks.
Cheers.
This is Justin and his dog, and from the darkness, and we'll be back with more. Until then, see you.
Thanks. Thank you.